but essentially, I guess overall, what were your highlights and your dislikes after that long recap?
Okay, so a highlight would be, as much as I love WandaVision, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier was more of what I enjoy out of Marvel, which is the fights and the humor. Mm-hmm. Those two are probably like the highlights for me. I love hand-to-hand combat in live action stuff. So I was like, yes, Bucky. Yes, Sam.
Like when Sam Bucky were fighting US Agent, like John Walker, I thought that was so cool because he was like, they were like doing all these, like even Bucky occasionally would use her like his like knife moves from like Winter Soldier. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Or when, oh wait, go ahead.
No, I was just like, essentially it's like I just missed the fight choreography.
Oh yeah. But I love it where in episode 6, Carly throws a pole at Bucky. He catches it with his right hand, which is his non-metal hand. But in the episode before, Sam was like, "Oh, why don't you just use your like metal, like your left hand?" And Bucky goes, "Oh, I'm right-handed." So now the next final episode, he was just like doing stuff with his right hand, and I was just like, "Wow, he really doesn't need this arm."
But he also has like a version of the Super Soldier Serum too.
Yeah, he does.
But it's just it just shows like it's not just him and his arm. Like he's actually a proficient like fighter.
Oh yeah. My one, like the con, which I kind of went over, was just like I felt like it was a little rushed. Like if there was maybe 1 or 2 more episodes of this and they did the background of John Walker, I probably could have understood John a little more.
Yeah.
Because the way they introduced him was just like, oh, new Captain America, Psycho Captain America, Discharge Captain America. Like it was just like all of that happened within like the span of like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then his partner died. And like we know he's like super emotional, but I was just like, but what's the trauma behind this?
Yeah, they like we talk about it.
We know he went to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Like we know he's in the military. But I was just like, I want to know more. I just wanted more.
Yeah. I agree. I think having a flashback would have helped solidify, like have more impact. Like they talked about it around the table when they were like, oh, should I take the serum? They talk about it, but it's really hard to convey that. And it's like, I can tell like they're distraught by it, but it was like, I think if you saw what happened, it probably solidify it more. But then again, it's like also just to play devil's advocate, we've seen a lot of those scenes where some like militaries in Afghanistan or like overseas doing all that stuff, like what they go through. I don't know, maybe it's like it was a choice to not show that,
which I understand.
Which I understand too, but I think it would have helped maybe just to show some impact, I guess. Like even just like a scene of like why they are the way they are, because he was like, oh, the things I've done. I'm like,
but
for us we can kind of guess, but it's like, I don't know. It doesn't help. Like it's kind of hard to. I guess you just kind of have to assume like, oh, they've done a lot, so they're not the because he even admitted, he said, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not like
exactly.
a good. I'm just trying to make amends, kind of too.
Exactly, and
or do more.
Only other con was Sharon, because they kept dragging her out. Power broker, maybe CIA, like undercover person, like who was she? She was always on the phone, like we were a mysterious person,
has a limo,
making deals, a limo.
Somehow
she has enough
like,
money, like I was just like, Sharon, I want to support you for the rest of the series, but let me know what you are.
Yeah, they allude to like how she's mysterious, but I agree, it's kind of open, and it was kind of Russian that like it was, or not even Russian, it was just kind of like she got the short stick essentially.
Oh yeah, after like, helping Steve, she definitely got the short.
Yeah. Well, it's like stick. She also, the explanation was very like bare minimum. It's like, oh, who do you think she is? Oh, she's the power broker. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But those two, That
was your two.
I felt like the highlights really helped with the cons a little bit. Like I didn't mind it too much, but I just had 2 cons.
Yeah, I think my big highlight was like, I think just the question of like, should Sam become Captain America? I think because like at the time I was like, oh, why doesn't, like me, I'm like, well, why doesn't he? But then they actually kind of delve into like, oh, it ended up just being like, oh, a black man being Captain America is not going to be received well. And I'm like, I can see that. And I think it's just definitely like a commentary right now on what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Or what's been going, not what now, but what's been going on, right? And I think it was really good. Like, I think they portrayed it really well. I think that's the other thing. It is Sam's, essentially it's like Sam's like transition
Into Captain
but
America.
I also agree. I think 2 more episodes might have helped, because I think it would have been cool to see even Isaiah's back. Like, he explains his backstory, but I think it would have been cool like to see like a quick flashback,
Oh yeah.
like in his prime. That would have been a really cool Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
Like seeing
I
like
would have
him
enjoyed
being
that.
buff and like actually doing the things that he was talking about. I think that would have been cool. But alas, we don't have that. Yeah, I think we need more time to just flesh out some more.
I think so too. But overall, it was a good series.
Overall, yeah, overall it was good. I think what I really wanted to like also mention was like I think now having 2 series, I think I kind of understand what Marvel's going for with these series that they're putting out on Disney Plus. It's like I think they're able to delve into more of the world, but also kind of give time to like flesh out some characters that they don't have time to make a movie for. I think it's like you can make a TV show versus a movie. I think some of these would be it's like introducing you as Agent in a movie. I think it'd be this is probably better than what could happen in a movie. 100%.
Yeah. But now they can go into Thunderbolts, which is a whole other realm.
That whole other realm of like
spec.
like isn't it essentially like Spec Ops Avengers kind of?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so hyped. Like what they can allude to for all this is gonna be so good.
It'll be great.
Yeah, no, I think overall it was really good. I can see why some people had their gripes, but also I still will say Marvel does not miss. It's still they have their standard. It is always, I feel like it's still been like it's a good show and or movie. Like I think this is still like a solid, at minimum a 6. But I think overall I think I give it like a 7, some 8 at some points.
Yeah, I'll probably just give it all around 7.5.
Yeah.
Again.
Again. We're not reviewing. It's just like how we would scale it. Like how that's how I feel about it out of a 10.
That's how I feel it. Yeah.
But I think it's just a very good. I think it's more Marvel. This is all I love it.
This is how we know Marvel. It's
Yeah.
the fights, the humor.
Yep. I think it's a solid. Like this felt more of a Marvel thing, and at times that's not good. But I think right now, considering how much we haven't had, this is way more Marvel content that I actually am used to and I enjoy.
The Marvel thirst that we all had.
Yeah.